Hello friends, I welcome you on BYJU'S Exam Prep, India's most comprehensive preparation platform for all the engineers. All the candidates who are joining me live, just quickly confirm your presence in the comment section and tell me whether my audio visual quality everything is clear so that we can start with the session. Till you are going to report me this in the comment section, let me just brief you what is the ideal duration and what is the agenda of this session. My friend, the ideal duration of this session is going to be approximately 1 hour. And the agenda or the outcome of this session is that we are trying to provide an ultimate guidance for all the engineers as far as current affairs is concerned. And in this regard, we have already started a very compact and very significant series. And today we are going to have the 4th episode for current affairs. So all the candidates who are joining me live, just quickly confirm your presence in the comment section and tell me whether my audio visual quality everything is clear. What we are doing in this session is that for every week on Sunday every week, (11 a.m. in the morning, only on BYJU'S Exam Prep English YouTube channel, we are having these sessions. And in this session, we discuss some of the important current affair issues for the past week. This series is going to be a long series. Every week we'll be coming and we'll be discussing important issues, important backward and forward linkages, what can be asked in your examination. So everybody who is joining me live, once again, welcome to the session. Just quickly comment whether my audio visual quality everything is clear so that we can start with the session. Some of you may be joining me for the first time, so there is a brief introduction about myself. My name is Ashutosh. As you can see on the screen, I have 11 plus years of teaching experience, completed MTech from BYJU in 2010, written a couple of books, and my areas of expertise are power system, electrical machines, electromagnetic field theory, material science, and obviously engineering ethics. Before we start, another important information I want to share with all of you, all the candidates who are seriously preparing for GATE 2023, BYJU'S Exam Prep has launched Mastering Concept series. It is a comprehensive, the most comprehensive full-fledged series which is going to help you in your GATE preparation. It is completely free of cost. It covers all the engineering branches, mechanical, civil, computer science, electrical, electronics. These are the timings and these are the schedules. And if you have not attended these sessions, start attending these sessions. They are going to be very important for your preparation. Good morning, Jai Hind, Pancham Karak, how are you? Welcome to the session. Let me start with the first issue. The first issue today, I'm going to talk about the various fuel in the form of gases we are using in our day-to-day life. Now you may be a little surprised why Sir has taken this particular topic, because it was not that much in the news. How suddenly Sir has picked up this topic. See, this is how UPSC is going to take up the issues. There has been some price hikes. Price has been increased for the CNG. Yes, and some other fuels also. In that respect, you may get a question depending upon the comparative analysis of various types of fuels available. Using in your kitchens, your parents are using in kitchens, that basically contains propane or butane. Now propane is LPG versus natural gas as methane. The gas bottles are used to supply LPG versus natural gas conveyed by pipeline. This is one major difference in terms of how these gases are distributed to the final consumer. If you see, LPG is supplied in the cylinders, you know, that we are calling as cylinders. Yes, whereas if you see the natural gas is conveyed by the pipeline. LPG compared to natural gas has more than double the energy content. It means LPG is going to be more efficient, more energy content is there in case of LPG. LPG has more energy content. You may get these type of statements in UPSC. That is why the way you have to read the content is also very, very important. You don't need to remember this value. I will never ask you to remember these factual details, even though sometimes they ask examination. But if you have this conclusion in your mind that LPG is more efficient, LPG has more energy content, almost double. If you see the natural gas, this is the energy content. So in crux or in conclusion, you can say that LPG is much more efficient than the natural gas and is now cheaper in many cases. LPG has a higher calorific value. Now this is something which can be asked in your examination. LPG has a higher calorific value or energy content. So less gas is required to produce the same amount of heat or energy. The second key difference is in the oxygen to gas ratio. Oxygen to gas ratio, you don't need to go into the depth, but the simple thing you can understand that this ratio actually defines the way this gas is going to be utilized. Are you getting that? So if you see the oxygen to gas ratio, which is required for proper combustion, LPG requires an oxygen to gas ratio of approximately 25:1, whereas natural gas requires a ratio of around 10:1. Now this fact is something which you can remember if you want. It can help you in the examination. LPG is a propane and butane versus natural gas is methane. LPG versus natural gas are different chemicals with different formulas. If you see LPG, which consists of propane, the formula is C3H8 and butane is C4H10. Whereas natural gas, which mainly consists of methane, is simply CH4. So this chemical formula can also be asked. Pancham Karak is saying video is lagging. I think it is okay from my side. You please check your internet connection, everybody. Everybody please check your internet connection, and if there is any issue you can just report to me. Everything is clear? I think from my side everything is clear. Please check your internet connection if there is a video lag. So you can remember the chemical formula also, because sometimes in the examinations, whether it is UPSC or other examination, they may ask you with respect to the chemical formula also. So for the LPG, which consists of propane and butane, propane is C3H8, whereas butane is C4H10, and natural gas, which is mainly consisting of methane, the natural gas, the chemical formula is CH4. LPG is heavier than air and the natural gas is lighter than air. This is also important fact you have to remember. Is it clear, everybody? Are you able to follow this? Just tell me in the comment section. And all the candidates who are joining me live, do not forget to like, share and subscribe the session. Everybody just quickly hit the like button and share it with your friends and colleagues so that more and more people are going to be joining us. And subscribe to BYJU'S Exam Prep English YouTube channel so that you do not miss any of the important sessions and their notifications. As I told you that LPG has higher calorific value, so you can understand that LPG has higher energy content. LPG requires a higher air to gas ratio for combustion, that we have already mentioned, 25:1, whereas natural gas it is 10:1. LPG is liquefied throughout the pressurization versus natural gas, which is cryogenically turned to liquefied natural gas. So this is also one important difference which you can remember, one important fact, that LPG is liquefied through pressure. By using the pressure, you are liquefying the gas, whereas in case of natural gas, you are using the cryogenic technology. Cryogenic technology stands for using a very low temperature to keep a particular state of the matter. So whenever you talk about a very low temperature and which is maintained at that position, that is what we are calling as. So it is cryogenically turned into liquefied natural gas. LPG is distributed in gas bottles, you know, the gas cylinders and tanks, versus the natural gas is being conveyed via pipeline. This difference also we have already taken. LPG appliances operate at 2.75 kilopascal versus 1.1 kilopascal for natural gas appliances. So you can say that LPG appliances are going to operate at a higher pressure. As I told you in the last slide that LPG is heavier than air, so you can relate it from here. LPG is not natural gas. Now this is something, a very small piece of information, but if this is going to be the opening statement in the multiple choice question, then definitely lot of people heads are going to be rolling. LPG is not a natural gas. This is very, very important. It is actually derived from the natural gas processing. Is it clear, everybody? So what should I write here? GBL. What is GBL? Gaat Bandh Lo. I don't write IMP because IMP stands for Devil's Son, and which is not right to put in your notes. So better write Gaat Bandh Lo, GBL, so that you remember it for the upcoming examinations. Let us have some more interesting comparisons of LPG and LNG, or LNG, LPG and CNG. LNG, you must be knowing, it stands for liquefied natural gas. It is a natural gas. Now LPG was not a natural gas, but LNG is a natural gas. The basic content is methane, which is cryogenically liquefied. LPG stands for liquefied petroleum gas, which is mainly propane and butane, and in mixture liquefied under pressure. This mixture of two gases is liquefied under the pressure. LPG is produced for compressed natural gas, and is natural gas is stored at high pressure. Very, very important difference. Very, very important differentiation between natural gas and CNG and LNG. CNG and LNG. LNG is liquefied natural gas, cryogenically liquefied, whereas if you see the compressed natural gas, it is the natural gas is stored at very high pressure. Everybody just tell me in the comment section, are you able to follow this? Only one candidate is commenting in the comment box. I don't know why. Are you able to follow me? Just tell me in the comment section. Then only I can have a feeling that you are connected with me. Otherwise it feels like disconnected. Let us come to the next part. Natural gas is lighter than air, we have already discussed, and it is typically dispersed in the event of a leak, and this is advantageous over LPG. Are you getting this? Natural gas being lighter than air, and if it anyhow find this LPG, modest pressure means medium level pressure is required, whereas if you see LNG, liquefied natural gas, it is liquefied cryogenically. We have already discussed cryogenically. Cryogenic is a technology. Madhi Sankran is saying it's okay. Cryogenically, I have already told you that it is a technology to keep a particular state of matter at a very low temperature. If you want to read more about cryogenic technology, you can read it on it. When considering LNG versus LPG versus CNG or LNG, you can say LNG is a natural gas, because the name itself tells you it is a natural gas, which mainly consists of methane. It is cryogenically liquefied, and the temperature at which it is stored is -161 degrees centigrade, and it is stored in tanks. LPG is basically propane and butane, which is liquefied under modest pressure in cylinders. Now if you talk about CNG, compressed natural gas, it is highly compressed natural gas, that is methane in the cylinders. So very high pressure is used here. Is it clear? LNG is stored and shipped in cryogenic tanks, then distributed through the pipelines after regasification, already mentioned. CNG, LPG and natural gas all are different. Natural gas is methane and LPG is propane, butane, and sometimes isobutane also. You may find isobutanes also, and a mixture of these three. The only difference between piped natural gas and CNG. Now see the difference between natural gas, piped natural gas, and the CNG. is the mode of delivery. The basic constituent is same. Mains gas, that is natural gas, is delivered through pipelines, while CNG comes in the natural gas bottles. Comparing LPG natural gas bottles for CNG are heavier than LPG gas bottles because the gas is at much higher pressure. Can you remember this fact? Very interesting, very important. And can I write GBL here? GBL. Everybody just tell me in the comment section, are you able to follow this? Is it clear, everybody? The difference between CNG and propane is that while CNG and propane both come in gas bottles, propane gas bottles are much lighter, and natural gas versus natural gas bottles, they are also different gases, as CNG is methane. CNG and propane also have different chemical formulas. Obviously, propane is stored under pressure as a liquid versus CNG, which is stored at a compressed gas in natural gas bottles. PNG is the acronym for piped natural gas. PNG stands for piped natural gas. So the difference between PNG and LPG is the same as that of the difference between natural gas and LPG. Is it clear, everybody? So these are some more added points which we have already discussed. Okay, everybody just tell me in the comment section, can we proceed now? Yes, Mr. Relax, good morning, welcome to the session. How are you? Let us go to the next part of it. He is talking about the chemical formula, the natural gas chemical formula. Okay, for methane, it is refined from natural gas and it is an odorless. It is a colorless gas and of predominantly consisting of methane. Methane is the simplest hydrocarbon molecule with 1 carbon atom and 4 hydrogen atoms, constituting a highly flammable gas with the chemical formula CH4. Let me tell you one important aspect which is directly related to it. If you are very fond of watching the animal safari or the discovery channels, then you must be knowing that dead animals are very dangerous. Half eaten or because of any natural death, if the animals are dying, maybe it may be an elephant, it may be a whale lying on the seashore, and because it may be died naturally or because of some event. So what happens whenever there is a dead body of any dead animal, methane gas is generated inside the body, and actually the body start bloating, it starts swelling enormous amount, and there may be explosion and it may be very dangerous. Okay, so that gas is nothing but methane. The natural gas formula is CH4 and is actually the formula for methane. Natural gas is a flammable hydrocarbon fuel gas. To be accurate, this natural gas chemical formula is actually the chemical formula for methane, which is the primary constituent of the refined natural gas piped to your home. Let us see the chemical formula for CNG, the chemical composition of CNG. The chemical formula CH4, which means that CNG contains 1 carbon atom and 4 hydrogen atoms. This single carbon atom means that CNG is the lowest hydrocarbon fuel, even lower than the propane, which only has 3 carbon atoms, and much lower than diesel fuel with an average of 12 carbon atoms per molecule. The chemical composition of CNG is same as natural gas. The CNG formula is CH4. To be accurate, the CNG formula is the chemical formula for methane, which is the primary constituent in the chemical composition of CNG. The next important issue that we are going to discuss is very recently the observance of the World Autism Awareness. 2022. The United Nations General Assembly unanimously has declared 2nd of April 2nd of April as the World Autism Awareness Day. In short form, you can find it on internet like this: WAAD, World Autism Awareness Day, to highlight the need to help improve the quality of life of those with autism. So the first thing you have to understand that what is autism. What is autism? We'll discuss, but let me tell you in simple way what is autism. Autism is the inability to communicate or socialize with other people because of some specific neurological disorder. Autism may have a various degree of ranges, which is called a spectrum. So that we will discuss in due course of time, but you can understand what is autism. Now, why this is important? This is important because this year marks the 15th Natural World Autism Awareness Day. Okay, it is the 15th annual World Autism Awareness Day. And let me tell you one more thing about it. Why this particular issue is going to be important? Because of the almost 1.5 or 2 years COVID situation, pandemic situation, lot of patents of this neurological variation allows those on the spectrum to enjoy the equal opportunity and full and effective participation in the society. Autism is mainly characterized by its unique social interactions, non-standard ways of learning. Now, what is non-standard ways of learning? Let us try to understand. How many of you have seen that particular movie, Tare Zameen Par? Yes? How many of you have seen that particular movie? Now, there was a child, okay, that child was suffering from a mental disorder which is called dyslexia. Dyslexia is a particular condition in which the child is not able to cope up with the learning process of his or her same age children. Now, when we talk about any kind of disability, when for the first time we as a society started talking about disability, we use the term disability. Are you getting? So the chronology was, we started with disability, then we spatially abled. Now you will be saying, sir, why you are telling us this? Why it is important? It is important because the word, the phrase you use when you speak to somebody, it gives an impression that how much you know about that particular topic and how much you are aware as far as your surroundings are concerned. If you are going for an interview and suppose your interview person is asking you something about disability, and if you are able to identify and if you are able to use a specially abled term in front of UPSC panel, they all are going to go gaga. Gaga means they will start jumping from their seats. When we say disability, it looks like an inferiority complex. When we say differently abled, again we are talking about some inferiority complex. But when we say especially abled, Panchang, it is now actually termed as especially abled. And this is very correct also, because if you see, if there is a person, if somebody is not having proper eyesight, if vision is not there, if he or she is blind, then the other sensory organs are very active. They have very acute touch impressions, they have very acute smell sensitivity and other sensory organs. So it is better to call them especially abled. Especially abled. Is it clear? And this is how I am relating it to the non-standard ways of learning. children who are suffering from autism, they require a different way of imparting education or learning. Keen interest in specific subjects, inclination to routines, challenges in typical communications and particular ways of processing sensory information. The theme of inclusive education is intrinsically linked with the focus of last year WAD. What is WAD? World Autism Awareness Day. So happy Navratri to all of you. So there is some religious procession going on, that is why you may be finding some dhol nagada, but little bit of now I think it is okay. Anyways, the 2022 theme for the World Autism Awareness Day is Inclusive Quality Education for All. Inclusive quality education for all. So the basic idea is children who are suffering from autism, they must be imparted education or the learning in different ways which are non-standard, unique social interactions. Unique social interactions. These are the keywords that you can follow. Now, what are the types of autism spectrum disorders? Let us try to understand. You may find a question in this. There are three types of autism spectrum disorders. The first one is autistic disorder. What is this autistic disorder? Let us try to understand. This is sometimes called as classical autism. Classic autism, it is what most people think of when hearing of word autism. People with autistic disorder usually have significant language delays. Some children, they start speaking little delayed, communication challenges and unusual behaviors and interest. Is it clear, everybody? Just tell me in the comment section. Are you able to follow this? Many people with autistic disorders also have intellectual disability. Intellectual disability. The second one is Asperger's syndrome. This is important, can be asked in your examination, and you must be aware of this also as a healthy human being and citizen of this country. People with Asperger's syndrome usually have milder symptoms of autistic disorder. Milder, very, very important keyword. Milder means little lesser. Less in intensity means milder. They might have social challenges and unusual behaviors and interests. However, they typically do not have problems with language or the intellectual disability. Is it clear, everybody? Just tell me in the comment section. The third category is pervasive development disorder, which is not otherwise specified. This is sometimes called as atypical autism or PDD-NOS. PDD means pervasive development disorder, not otherwise specified. People who meet some of the, I think there is a problem with this timing. Okay. So let me see whether I have to change the timing, because every Sunday I am just noticing this, that around 11:30 there are some problems with the internet connection. Now let us talk about one more important issue which was recently in news and can be asked in your examination, and that is about 7 mega textile parks. Let us talk about this scheme. The Ministry of Textile is the responsible ministry, and it has issued the notification. The first time notification for these 7 mega textile parks was introduced on 21st October 2021 for setting up of 7 PM Mitra parks as announced in Union Budget for 2021 and 2020. Approved by the central government, the scheme aims to realize the vision of our Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi of building an Atmanirbhar Bharat and to position India strongly on the global textile map. The PM Mitra Parks is emphasized to help India in achieving the United Nations Sustainable Development Goal number 9. What is this goal? Build resilient infrastructure, promote sustainable industrialization and foster innovation. So you may get a question directly on this Sustainable Development Goal 9. The PM Mitra is inspired by the 5F vision of the Honorable Prime Minister. So what is this 5F vision? Now this is something for your homework. Everything is not going to be spoon-fed to you. So your homework is to read about what is this 5F vision. Everybody just tell me in the comment section, are you willing to do the homework? Will you read about it a little bit? Yes. The 5F formula encompasses farm to fiber, fiber to factory, factory to fashion, and fashion to foreign. This is the brief idea about this 5F vision, but you have to read more about it. You have to read more about it. So this is important. Let me just put GBL. Is it clear, everybody? Just tell me in the comment section. Are you able to follow this? And why the number of people are very less? If we're in topics and see what is important and what needs to be communicated to you. So I need a positive response, a good number of engagement, so that I also get the response and confidence that yes, I have to go through with this particular series. Anyways, so it is farm to fiber, fiber to factory, factory to fashion, and fashion to foreign. This integrated vision will help furthering the growth of textile sector in the economy. No other competing nation has a complete textile ecosystem like us, and India is strong in all 5 Fs. This scheme is to develop the integrated large-scale and modern industrial infrastructure facility for the entire value chain of the textile industry. It will reduce logistics cost and improve competitiveness of Indian textile. The scheme will help India in attracting investments, boosting employment. And why I have taken up this particular issue? Because if you see, very recently, one mega textile park is supposed to be inaugurated in UP, and which is going to create lot of jobs. UP means Uttar Pradesh, and that is why it is important. It was news. These parks are envisaged to be located at the sites which have inherent strength for textile industry to flourish and have necessary linkages to succeed. The 7 PM Mega, now what is the full form of this PM Mitra? It is PM Mega Integrated Textile Regions and Apparel. Okay, apparel means cloth. Anything which is related to cloth is called as apparel. So Mitra stands for Mega Integrated Textile Region and Apparel. They will be set up at greenfield and brownfield sites located in different willing states. Proposals of state governments having ready availability of contiguous and encumbrance free land parcel of 1000 plus acres, along with the other textiles related facilities and ecosystems. For a greenfield, the PM Mitra Park, the Government of India Development Capital Support will be 30% of the project cost with a cap of 500 crore. Whereas for the brownfield sites, after assessment, development capital support at 30% of the project cost of balance infrastructure and other support. These are some small factual details. You don't need to remember it. Now this support from the government to nourish and develop these parks is crucial for a new project under the establishment which has not been able to break even and needs support till it is able to scale up for the production and is able to establish its viability. Some sound is coming, but I hope you are going to make it up because the content is already available in the matter form. Now this PM Mitra Park will be developed by a special purpose vehicle which will be owned by the state government and the government of India in a public-private partnership mode. The master developer will not only develop the industrial park but also maintain it during the concession period. The selection of this master developer will happen based on objective criteria developed jointly by the state and the central government. These special purpose vehicles in which state governments has the majority ownership, they are going to be entitled to receive part of the lease rental from the development industrial sites and will be able to use that for a further expansion of textile industry in the area by expanding the PM Mitra Park, providing skill development. Now see, what is the advantage of reading all these stuff? The advantage of reading all these stuff is that in the examination you may get a simple statement in the form of question that these textile mega parks, they are also going to provide the skill development. Are you getting that? So you have to understand this. And other welfare measures for the workers, convergence with other central government and state government schemes is available as per their eligibility under the guidelines of those schemes, and this will enhance the competitiveness of the textile industry by helping it in achieving economies of scale and will create huge job opportunities for millions of people. So this is all from my side for today. Thank you so much for joining me live in the discussion. Let me just give you my individual Telegram channel on BYJU'S exam prep, that is Electrical by Ashutosh Sir. This is the Telegram channel name, because the PDF or the PPT for this session is going to be available on this Telegram channel, and for any other assistance for your competitive examinations, whether it is related to your study or any other part, any other dimension of your preparation, if I can help you out, I will be more than happy. Thank you so much. Stay connected. Every Sunday 11 AM I will be coming again to discuss the weekly current affairs. Thank you so much. Best wishes.